Greetings, welcome one and all to Diamond in the Rough.
Why are we here?
All in good time.
Where we dig to find the good in seemingly bad projects.
Whatever the reason is that you're doing this, focus on that.
Trust me, I've been through worse.
Because while every hero has a story to tell, sometimes we'd rather let their fists do the narrating. And when it comes to heroes like Wolverine, his knuckles are loud. Very loud. X-Men Origins Wolverine is the cinematic retelling of the history of none other than Wolverine, aka Weapon X, aka Logan, aka James Howlett. Portrayed by the amazingly jacked human Hugh Jackman. Seriously, he is a huge jacked man in this role. We learn of Logan's long, tumultuous life as the ever-regenerating mutant with bone claws.
Was it the wars? Which one?
All of them.
The film does make an effort in detailing Logan's life from the beginning, starting in the mid-century 1800s. It takes some creative liberties, like making Sabretooth his brother, followed by a montage into their lives fighting in every American war together. Without Steve Rogers, unfortunately, all the way up until they joined the Weapon X program. Joined by Will.i.am.
Would you like a bucket?
This is all topped off with a proto-Deadpool, still well played by Ryan Reynolds.
Sure, it's a little bulky, tough to get on a plane. You whip out a couple of swords at your ex-girlfriend's wedding, they will never, ever forget it.
Doing the best he can with the script.
Manicure?
It's honestly really cool to see Hugh and Ryan in these scenes, knowing they do a proper movie together years later. Their chemistry here is actually fun.
You look really nice today. It's the green. Brings out the seriousness in your eyes.
Oh my God, you ever shut up, pal?
No, not when I'm awake.
Why did they cover his mouth again?
Yes, we deliberately took Deadpool and gave him certain things and attributes in the past that has never been seen in the comics. Good. We hope we surprised you a little.
I digress. This movie is pretty universally reviled, becoming notoriously known as one of the worst movie adaptations of comic superheroes ever.
There's a special place in hell for the things we did.
However, I argue that within this messy rubble of script, there's a nugget of adamantium action to be salvaged.
Let's do this.
As in, the action sequences are quite well done. Even though nowadays, filmmakers have made an effort to incorporate other genres like drama, action is more of a co-genre here, going hand in hand with superhero movies, almost always included in their stories. And when it comes to the X-Men, this movie is no exception for said action. Especially when we're talking about Wolverine. I mean, the guy has metallic claws between his knuckles.
Damn.
Esteemed stunt choreographer J.J. Perry steps up to guide the fights in this movie. Bringing a hefty resume to the set, Perry has done work for numerous adrenaline-fueled action films, including stunt work for Johnny Cage in the first Mortal Kombat movie, as well as playing Scorpion, Cyrax, and Noob Saibot in MK Annihilation. Teaming up with longtime collaborator Scott Adkins, who provides the stunt work as Deadpool, J.J. Perry is given a lot of creative freedom, approaching the fight with a more free-form style. In a video interview with Adkins, Perry details how easy it is to work with Adkins.
And having a starting pitcher like you is easy. You just find something that's new and challenging that we've done before, but then change it a bit and put it in a different context, and then there it is, bro. Love the suicide kicks. Love the suicide kicks.
Perry goes on, talking about his process in choosing iconic moves they used before by adding new takes on these moves to keep them fresh, but relevant to the scene. Adkins gives kudos to Perry for helping to innovate some of his attacks, specifically his kicks for Deadpool.
This is what was great about you, is like, I think I did this kick off the wall.
Yep.
You were like, well, why don't you do that off a person?
That's right.
I was like, is that possible? And that became like a bit of a signature move for me.
And you can judge with your own eyes as to how well their teamwork paid off. While most fans will agree this isn't the best depiction of Deadpool, the acrobatic flair lends itself well to the Merc's dynamic fighting style. Superheroes in superhero movies need to appear, well, super. They need to look as if they can perform death-defying feats, getting bludgeoned and thrown around, but still rise to the occasion. It's the stuntman's job to accomplish this, making every move look as believable as possible. Wolverine is the superhero meant to take a beating. With his regenerative mutant abilities, adamantium-infused skeleton, and overall badass durability. And good lord does he take a beating in this movie.
He will suffer more pain than any other man can endure.
Hey, guess what?
Long-standing Hugh Jackman stunt double Daniel Stevens makes his debut as the go-to Wolverine stunt double in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Guys, whatever this is, take it outside.
Stevens has gone on record mentioning how intense the scenes he does as Wolverine are.
So that's you, huh?
That's me. Oh, you can see my back pad in that shot.
Specifically during some of his fights with Sabretooth, aka Victor, played by Liev Schreiber, stunt work by Sam Hargrave.
If it makes you feel any better, this is really gonna hurt?
Well, yeah, it kind of does, actually.
During Logan and Victor's first fight at the bar, Stevens pulls his neck after being tackled by Hargrave. Hargrave's hands get crushed beneath Stevens during their landing, some mild wire work helping to sell the impact.
So it's paying out slack, and as soon as we hit, the guy on the button hits it, and Sam has to grab me, and then we get ratcheted together.
Bursting through the breakaway wall, they land heavily on the ground, both stuntmen sustaining substantial injuries.
And then Sam ended up trashing his hand because he had his hand underneath me. So I landed all my weight on his hand. He got up and his hand's bleeding.
The VFX editors do their magic, and in a quick cutaway, it's back to Hugh Jackman's face as he lands on the ground as Logan. Hugh's gotta stay pretty for when he's not the Wolverine after all. And in another tackle scene, during Logan's final fight with Victor, they use actual glass, surprisingly. It's rigged to be breakaway, but it's still real glass. Logan only in jeans and a tank top. So Stevens and Hargrave end up laying in a tarp full of glass shards at the end of the take.
But I had a tank top, but my shoulders are all cut up. He had glass all down the back of his neck, and then we had to slowly crawl out of this thing. So that wasn't fun.
As thankless as this work may seem, much due respect to Daniel Stevens, as his hard work would pay off, the man going on to remain Hugh Jackman's stunt double for every subsequent movie Hugh plays Wolverine. And they do a damn good job there, if I do say so myself. There's something to be said for superhero movies that can bring good fights and stunt work. But what's a superhero feat without a few explosions to walk away from or narrowly evade?
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Credit must be given where credit is due, and I personally applaud the application of practicality in many of these action sequences. Speaking specifically to Logan's motorcycle scenes fleeing a helicopter, the set designers build a barn with pyrotechnics implemented to deliver a power-packed explosion. You can almost taste the charred debris. The crashing helicopter is also a real physical prop. With the hollowed-out stunt helicopter, they filmed the crash, the chase prior using a functional chopper to film. With some wire work and matte composition shots, it really looks like Hugh drove through a flaming barn on his bike and sliced through the blades of the helicopter, barely avoiding incineration. So, there you have it.
Okay. People are dead.
Though the story gets lost in the muddled debris of marred shrapnel, and the dialogue misses opportunities in moments of questionable plot devices, there's a resiliency within the presentation that would rival that of Wolverine's. This has been Diamond in the Rough. Thanks for digging with me. What are your thoughts? What do you think the trajectory of the X-Men franchise would have looked like had Ryan Reynolds achieved his vision for Deadpool in the movie? Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
I'm not interested.
How much of the X-Men do you think we'll get to see in the future of the MCU? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, peace.